right, welcome back. Now let's start the actual fight. As we stated earlier, this is the speed lineup. You can have a My Mask basically attack as early as you want, just as long as he has the energy to do so. But let's get started. First of all, without even facing this direct boss, right? You also wouldn't get penalized if you quit the fight prematurely. So if you're really short, let's say you're really, a couple 10K short, and your My Mask just does 2 attacks each round, and you're furious. Well, you might consider just sort of closing out the app and relog in again, which wouldn't really do much. So in this case, as I stated earlier, all I'm looking out for, right, is for at least a My Mask to do an ultimate, and hopefully in the later rounds for Kabuto too, for him to heal. So I'm just gonna make sure I have 4 points, and now I'm gonna have 5 because her passive heals someone, which in case increases energy. If you don't have Mosquito Girl, what you can do is actually simply put someone with Esper and put the suit gear, right, as a set on them, because that set, one of its effects is that you heal yourself for 10% each time you take an action. So in that case, you're not wasting energy, yet you are healing yourself and thus giving the energy back. In this case, I would want Shatter to be applied, so I'm going to have Golden Ball do his ultimate, and then for a My Mask to do his magic. Only 2 times, very unfortunate. I'm going to keep the round going, but, definitely hoping for more, right, in a regular run or in a tight scheduled run. So there is certainly a randomness to it, right? So as you can see just there, he did about 85K. I think that there was a block apply, so usually it's about 110K or so. I'm also lucky in that he didn't do a critical hit, so Dr. Genius wasn't applied a corrosion, right? So in this case, you could even tank a little bit more than he normally would do, but just at least have 110K, so he gets to survive to the second round to be able to tank the attack again. Another thing you want to remember about this boss, and I think the boss that follow, is their attack pattern, right? It's obviously became very obvious when we fight that guy, I forgot his name, who basically had a cross shape attack, right? And then we're able to evade most of the attack by killing off the middle guy and then leading the boss to fight the top guy instead. In this case, Groribas would do a base attack and then a full roll corrosion attack, right? So you want to remember that pattern and somewhat calculate how many rounds you can stay, right? So in this case, all of them are safe, and I'm not really worried about them dying the next round on me, but you'll see in a bit how it comes into effect, right? So this is what typically I would expect, right? So he does something super, super hurtful, whatever you call it. Mosquito Girl, because she has, I think, a 200k HP, she's able to stay healthy. And so is Dr. Genius, right? So nothing really changed here. Mosquito happens to be able to heal herself, so that's what I'm going to do. And then continue to stay alive. Shatter is gone because it only has 2 rounds, so I'm going to apply again. And then always have a My Mask to do hopefully 5 hits. Hopefully more than you just see right there. So, and also, given that his ultimate is able to heal himself up too, that's what I'm going to do right now as well. All right, so we are at round 3, and folks mainly remain healthy. I think he's going to die next turn. Yep, he dies here, right? And as you can see, the clone spawn. So basically what we did is that clone, I mean, they can die all they want, but we bought the clone 3 rounds of time, right? And then, so this is the first clone. We will have a second clone as a chance, and then we'll have Mosquito Girl to die, and the 2 clones after that. So all that's to say, right, the bottom right guy will be safe throughout all of this, or mostly safe, and then definitely are the back row. So similarly, we're going to heal herself up with Mosquito Girl. Shatter is applied already, so I'm not going to bother the energy, just base attack. And hopefully more hits. Only 2 again. It's not going to be a very high damage round, but I hope at least you should see the point, right? If a My Mask does what he's supposed to do, um, we'll be able to have more damage. But okay, so now he does the road attack again, right? So clone number 1 is gone, and then if you remember the attack pattern, he will base attack again, right? So that basically guarantees my Mosquito Girl and my Kabuto can survive for one more round safely until they're attacked again. Shatter is gone again, so I'm going to ultimate to apply effect. And to make it faster, you don't have to always really control it each time. You just have to, set their ultimate to your ideal spot, as I've done here. Okay, as you can see just now, he base attack, kill off the cone, right? So right now, the middle guy is no more, but we have the top guy still alive. And then the next time he does the roll attack, hopefully Mosquito can tank one more turn. If not, it's completely fine because Kabuto is still very fine and well, right? Obviously, my Mosquito has quite a bit of HP, so he gets to survive safely up until this point. But also, if you're, so I don't even bother giving him the heal himself skill. But, make sure you do that, right? If he does become danger in sort of the HP line. Okay, so Mosquito tank more attack, and then she dies. And then, as you remember, there are now 2 clones in that spot, right? So basically, guaranteeing Kabuto himself to have 2 more rounds of damage, or just basically tanking whatever. I mean, my math must have done like 4? I mean, you guys are counting 4 times of attacking, only 2 hits out of 5 maximum. That's not a good sign. But anyhow, all right, Cologne is gone. Spawn right now. Perfect. Okay. All right, 2 tasks again. The guy is really not not friendly to me today. Something else you also see is that the passive of Groribas is that he applies corrosion only when he does critical attack. So even though he had been attacking some of these Kabuto for a few times, I got lucky in this time in that he didn't really had a critical hit. So Kabuto has been just basically full health up until this point. But all that's to say that you can totally expect him to do more critical hits as he would normally, and thus having your basic tank guys to having to sort of succumb a little bit earlier, right? But then, given I believe he just did the full roll attack, now he's gonna switch over to the top guy, which is a clone when we don't care about them at all. Kabuto is saved. Let's just pretend Kabuto is 10 HP right now, and he gets to survive another round. But ideally, right, in this strat, you have to we're literally hitting turn 10, and as you can see, we are keeping them very safe and well throughout all the process. Obviously, if you have less HP or that he does more critical attacks, things might be going a little bit worse for you. But all that's to say, that's the core essence of this strat, which is that to keep the front guys and use up the clones so that you get to have more survivability for the back row. All right, so 20 million. I think we're probably above the requirement, which requires 38 divided by 3, about a little bit more than 12 million per turn. But all that's to introduce the strat. I think we got lucky a little bit in this strat in that the less of critical attack. We also got unlucky in that the Amai was keep doing 2 hits rather than 3, 4, or 5, and that what I was gonna say, there's always a lot of randomness, but hopefully this strat will be able to help you guys get more damage. We also didn't get to use the 3rd clone, as you remember, right? 4 clones were spawned in the top 2 spots after Mosquito and Genius died. But Kabuto also have 2 clones at his spot ready to be killed at any spot, right? So I'm hoping most of y'all were able to get through 10 rounds, if not, as many rounds as you can, because that guarantees damage. All right, so let me know if you have any questions and if the strat is helpful. See you next time.